listening to The Hang with Mike Manson Waters and Nat Spice Floyd.
I don't know which one to fade out of.
You're like a DJ over there. Look at you.
I need to be pushing buttons. The Mega Mix. The most comments I had about what they liked about the Hang, Matt.
Yeah.
They were like, we love the fucked up intros.
The one where you forgot to record.
Oh,
and then
that was the best. They
it
loved
was
it.
funny
They
because
loved
you
it.
went in and you're like, damn it. It was good.
Welcome to the Hang with Mike and Matt. Thanks for tuning in.
What's up, man?
What's up? I'm going to make sure I'm on.
Okay, we're recording.
Solid, we're recording, we're streaming, we're doing all that jazz. We're looking good. I wanted to ask you before we started. I got this shirt on. This shirt is from the Ritz show that I had, and I don't. Were you in the show at that time?
I'm not familiar with that particular shirt, at least. I don't know about the show. I can't recall that. But
It was just I just did a show, rented out the Ritz, and I did a Manson Ned show.
no,
Okay.
definitely not familiar with
So
that.
you were not. You might have been gone.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. You might have. Yeah, I guess I don't know. We must have been on the outs with you.
It's possible.
Because I actually, and I know this killed him, so I was going to do the show at the Ritz, and you're not going to get people to come to your show no matter who you are unless you promote.
Yep.
Like Richard Lewis, the famous Richard Lewis comedian on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Sure.
He came in and he's like, you got to promote, or you're talking to 8 guys in Raider uniforms at the Hibachi. So he said, you got to promote. So I was like, hey, Bubba, I want to go on Cowhead and to promote my gig and Drew Garalbo's show as well. And he's like, he's sure. But it killed him.
Yeah, they used it against you at a later time, I would imagine.
But I didn't go on your show, and I'm trying to remember, was that because I knew better than that's what at the time after everything went down, and so I didn't even bother to ask.
Yeah,
Can
I don't
go
even
on
know.
Spice's show? I don't know. I can't remember.
I really don't know.
The whole time you worked at Cox at nights.
We didn't talk.
At nights.
We didn't talk.
But because you left allegedly on good terms, but was that a big facade? I mean, it was sold to me like, oh, nothing bad about you.
There was a lot of stuff going on, let's say, with all parties involved.
I think that's an understatement.
Yeah, so
Especially me, man. I was doing some crazy crap back then.
Yeah.
I've calmed down a lot.
there was, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to really sit back and think about it and actually really try to form my thoughts around it and go, okay, at this point in time, here's what was going on. Here's what was happening. But initially, just off the top of my head, I don't know. The whole thing was messed up.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't tell you with any certainty of what the dates and why and this, that, and the other. So it's probably best not to even get into it until I had solid reference points of going, okay,
Yeah.
here's what this was, here's what this was, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So it sucks, because everything for you, because the way the Bone's going, I mean, we took the Bone to #1 in the mornings, just made it a juggernaut, and then Cowheads, he took that and he's doing well. Graba's they're all doing well, and I'm assuming that you would have been doing well as well, and you would have had a solid career, and it's a cake gig, man. Talk radio.
I mean,
you got to prepare.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time preparing, but man, that's not work. That's 20 years of awesomeness.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it, but you also got to keep in mind too, I also was basically working 2 jobs the whole time, right? So, I had other stuff going on. Secondly, when I was unceremoniously fired,
That's how they do it.
I was #1. It was a great actually ratings book for me, and that's awesome. But more importantly, looking back, and it was many years ago now at this point, time flies, right? But I firmly believe that I would have been fired anyways, just because of the state of radio, right? So you can't pay a night guy.
Yeah, that's true. They're not paying for nights at all.
Right. It's barely anything. It's like part-time pay at this point in time, right? And then you're brokering time to other shows. If you're an attorney and you want to buy 2 hours of airtime at night, you can, and they will sell it to you. right?
It's a sad state of the industry.
It's just different, right? So I'm looking at it going, I would have been gone either way, because there would have been no hope. Nobody's going to do a night gig for a decade, and Garabo's not going anywhere. Couts is not going anywhere. The midday guys, they're piped in. I get it. So it would have probably naturally run its course.
Yeah, but still, if you're successful at nights, you can't get a gig at your own station because they're locked. But somebody's looking for. You go from nights, then that's the traditional progression. Maybe you get the afternoon gig, you kill it there. Then you go to mornings.
Yeah, it's funny. I never really I really liked doing nights. I always wanted to do nights. I just did. I don't know, for whatever reason. I know
nights
it's not
are fun.
Yeah, and I know it's not the morning man thing or I get that, right? I understand that. But for some reason, I was just always attracted to just doing nighttime radio. I just liked it. And so when I had that opportunity to do it, I thought that was unique and cool and something that I could kind of carve out a little bit. So that's why I did it.
I mean, nights you got a little more freedom. Part of your show might even be in safe harbor. So you got more freedom to be dirty, be loose and everything. Doing overnights when you're first starting out is a blast because nobody's listening.
Oh my God.
And nobody's going to report you for nothing.
Dude, overnights, because when I first started, that was my first shift. It was like, okay, we'll let you do overnights. I'm like, all right, cool.
Man.
So, but nobody ever explained anything to me, right? I knew how to run the board.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but there was never anybody going, hey, here's what a speed break is. Here's what because you're following the playlist and the logs and trying to follow, but nobody ever explained that to me. So I'm just like talking after whenever I wanted to talk, or just speed breaks. Like it didn't.
Did anybody ever say anything
Not
to you?
one time. And I assume it's because it was in the overnight. Like
they don't care.
It's not the peak listenership.
Nobody's complaining. Then if nobody's complaining about Matt on the overnight, Spice in the overnights, they don't care.
And they just needed a warm body there. But it was great training for me. But then I'd have girls down in the studio. Had one of the Backstreet Boys hanging out there one night. We're just drinking quarts of Old English. It was weird.
Was this at Feather Sound? Where was this?
So originally it was at Feather Sound.
Okay.
And then
it moved.
We moved to the other building, and that's when I had to kind of be a little more tame because I was doing overnights and mornings. So that was when the schedule was
That's a bitch.
really rough.
You don't have a life.
No, it was crazy. It was just gigging out and working.
Oh, gigging and then going to the overnight shift and then going to the morning show.
Yep.
That sucks.
And then having to be on point. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little crazy.
But it's sad. It's sad. Like when even when you were growing up, when I was growing up, when you were growing up, nights, they were like a training ground for raw aspiring talent. Mm-hmm. And you'd have some crazy night guys, and you'd have some outrageous guys, and they would make a name for themselves, and then they'd move to afternoons, and then they'd kill it, and and then they'd move to mornings, and that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, the progression has definitely changed. That's for sure.
You become an intern, and then they pay you $20 an hour to do mornings. That's the progression now. It's like people say, well, things changed. Well, that's shitty change. It got a lot worse. The radio used to be, man, the talent in radio, the entertainment you could get just for free was spectacular. Now it's just like,
oh man, what was the show I was listening to? This is an old show. Oh my gosh. Okay, Star and Buckwild. Do you ever remember?
Never heard. Nope.
Okay, Star and Buckwild were a show out of New York. This was years ago, okay? And I never, again, when I first started, like, you couldn't just go on the internet and listen to shows. It just didn't.
No, you couldn't.
It wasn't around, right? So if they weren't in your city or you could get some sort of cassette tape, you didn't even know what it was. But I remember hearing about these guys, Star and Buckwild, and then years later, it crossed my mind, and I was like going, let me see if there's anything on YouTube for Star and Buckwild. And I listened back to some of it, and I was like, whoa, like the guy's like threatening to piss on the other guy's kids. Like it was
that was the era. It was the era of craziness.
It was the era, but it was also like on a hip hop format. So it was like borderline like gangster territory, right? Like in New York. Like
Star and Buck Wild.
yeah, now Star was the host. Buck Wild, if I'm not mistaken, I could be a little off on the I think he's like his cousin or something, and he had just gotten out of prison. So he didn't really like do anything. So it was just Star
Yeah.
talking. Buck Wild was just around or something like that. I don't even know. I never even heard Buck Wild speak one time.
Really?
But
Just
if you
one guy?
But Star, if you go back and listen on YouTube of some old Star stuff, he's so quick, he's so smart, and so New York.
Yeah.
You know, like a mentality that's really like favorable for that.
He's a natural.
Natural.
You know, there's very few people you're going to listen to on the radio today and go, man, that person's just a natural. They got the it factor. It's sad. It's just you just see your industry, which was so great, become so milquetoast.
But
and
then
sad.
now you've got this whole another layer, man. You got the podcast, you got other people coming up. Now the game has changed because everybody's even, right? Everybody's on an even playing field, more or less. Now, if you're good, you're good. You rise to the top. Some people get lost in the dust. But at the same time, you can also listen to some of these shows and realize that they don't have it. They never did. They never will.
I mean, can you imagine? I imagine some people like do a podcast or they do a YouTube show and they do it for either 0 or 3 to 4 viewers for like 10 years. They just do it and
Love of the game.
and they're never going to make anywhere. They just don't have it. They don't have it.
Love of the game.
It's a sickness.
I mean, sometimes it can be, yeah.
No, I don't know. I pack it in. I pack it in. I pack it in right now. Give me enough money. I'll just pack it in.
Yeah.
Win the lotto, pack it. I don't know if I'm gonna, spend a lot of time streaming. If I got $12 million in the bank.
Oh yeah, no, game over. Yeah, at that point, we would have no microphones. We'd be sitting over shots of Pappy Van Winkle, hanging out and just chatting.
We would still do the hang. It would just be like,
For us.
There'd be no microphones.
Oh my God.
So I was talking about the shirt and the show at the Ritz.
Yeah.
The sold out show at the Ritz which was awesome. The show fans were pretty crazy fans.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot back then.
Yeah.
Then it was a lot to rent it out. It was like, am I going to do this?
So you took the risk.
Yeah, and like just for the PA, it was $2,000. Just
Yeah.
$2,000 for the PA. The building was a shit ton. And
I've done shows there, so I know the cost structure. I know what you're talking about.
It's a great place.
It
though.
is, yeah.
The Ritz.
The Ritz.
And so not one person from the show came to see my show.
Oh no.
That's it. And that kind of a dicky thing. It's like that's for me. That was a big deal. I wanted to go into my hometown.
You want a little support.
And wanted to have do a show and see how I was received and.
Well, why do you think that was? Honestly, I mean, looking back on it,
I probably because
I don't even know who was on the show then.
I would say because my whole career, I created a character where I got no credit for.
Yeah.
So at least, I wanted to do. I could piggyback on Ned, and do open the show and do a big long set as myself.
Yeah.
And the people would probably like it, but got piggyback on Ned. Yeah, just it's nice to get a little acclaim in your hometown. And then none of you show members show up to see it. They're too busy. They got better things to do.
That sucks.
Dick move.
That's
a real dick move.
It is a dick move, and I'm sure you've probably had some time to reflect on a lot more of those types of things that occurred.
Yeah.
You go, huh?
Damn.
Weird. Why did that happen?
I was too not. I'm a get along guy, man. And I realized that really they just played me for a sucker, all the time. Just tell him Anthony, he'll believe it.
Did you make money?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Oh, on the Ritz?
Yeah, on
I
the
did
Ritz.
make a little money.
You did a little bit.
And I mean, I paid it back. I made, probably a couple grand or something.
Couple
but
grand?
for it's a night's work. Also there was weeks of rehearsal and bullshit like that.
Yeah.
I had a live band, and everything. And I'm back to my point.
Sure.
The Bubba fans, the show's fans. So I had to pay $2,000 liquor deposit. And if you don't sell $2,000 of liquor, they take it all out, whatever that, And so I got the warm up band, got two bands, man. The warm-up band out there, and the lady comes who I talked to and rented the place from, and she comes back after half an hour. She goes, your alcohol deposit's good. They drank. I was like, yeah. Everybody got so smashed.
Well, the thing with that, and I've been guilty of this thing where you promote shows or do shows, and it's for a younger audience, right?
Yeah.
And you don't turn a bar, and you're going, oh, dude, like I could have hired a $1,500 tribute band and turned a $40,000 bar.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm paying $15,000 for this artist, and I'm turning a $3,000 bar, and $1,500 of it is water. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so there is some method to the madness there, but yeah, you didn't have to worry about the drinking with.
Yeah, we
with those
should
guys.
We should have just taken the receipts from every venue we played and just quit radio and toured the country.
Yeah.
That was a sweet gig. Those Bubba-Paloozas, man. That was a blast. I feel very fortunate to have been able to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. And
I mean, I'm sure I wasn't paid the appropriate amount. Every time I'll say, oh, we made this much and then this much, and I had to pay for that. And I'm like, what's my cut? It's probably
remember-
not what it really should be.
oh yeah, I remember. I mean, to the Cuck's credit, I did get paid fairly, or at least I believe I got a fair pay for the Bubba-Paloozas. I
Yeah.
don't know what that means, but I'm not
Something
mad
that,
at it.
yeah, something that made you feel like he respected your talent or
Yeah,
whatever.
I was perfectly okay with that end of it. I do recall a couple things. One, sneaking money back in from the Canadian
I
border.
remember everybody was
Oh
carrying.
my God,
everybody.
There was like pizza boxes full of cash because he didn't want to pay taxes. Which, truth be told, I can't blame him.
No.
Right? But yeah, we're all like, everybody's got like money stuffed in their pockets and pizza boxes of cash and all this stuff, and so they didn't have to declare it across the border. So that I thought was funny. It was actually hilarious.
It was. I mean,
That's like the funny part of the weird mayhem.
it's too bad that we didn't get caught.
That's good story.
then
That's content.
And then we really would have shot to superstardom.
The one that sticks out in my mind that was the funniest, was the best and worst moment was Atlantic City. So Artie Lang is opening, okay? And it was a union venue, so you have to pay all the hands overtime. It's union, right? There's
Yeah.
no getting around it. And Artie was going along, and it was like,
He was smashed. I mean, he was shit faced. Did you see the spit flying? He was,
but he's already
but he was going on and on and on. It was crazy. And we're all
yeah.
going, he's never getting off the stage.
Oh, dude, he was scheduled for like, I think a 30-minute set, something like that, like maybe, right? And I think that was a last-minute
I thought
thing.
it was like 10 minutes.
Something.
And then he
went for like an hour and a half.
Oh, it was like too much.
And the Cuck is backstage, and he's fuming. He is fuming. And with good reason.
Yeah, I get
in
it.
a weird
Oh,
way.
We were all going, what do we do?
Because like for every 10 minutes he went over,
It was
like,
money.
it was like an extra like $5,000.
Yeah. Yeah. And at one point, we were sitting over like, should we pull him off? Should we pull him off stage? That's not going to go over well.
Yeah, everybody's like, I think at one point he goes, Spice, go get Artie outside. I go, I'm not. But I'm sorry. I'm not going to go up there and tell Artie I'm going to yank him off. Like, not going to happen.
We should have had
Sorry.
Tom the Tree Man tackle him.
Just out of nowhere.
It was part of the gig, Artie.
It was very strange. And then there was another time. It definitely wasn't the same gig, but there was another one we did. May have been Detroit or something. I don't know. Like, I did my opening like 10
Yeah.
or something. And I think he was worried about the schedule or the show going long because he had the experience with the union venue before. So this
Yeah.
was like fresh in his brain or something. So he's looking at me. He's like, wrap it up. And he's doing this wrap it up thing. And I'm like, on stage, I'm trying to recite material and do whatever, right? And he's literally staring at me. So wrap it up.
Yep.
Get off stage. Go back there. Yeah. Fast forward an hour, he's like, hey, I need you to go back up. You got more stuff. We're running short.
Running short.
I'm like, motherfucker, you told me to.
he just did that. Probably.
It's like a power thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like remember when Denzel was going to do a set? I think it was in Jacksonville. It was in Jacksonville. And I was like this is going to be great cuz he's going to bomb. He's going to bomb.
Yep.
He's not Denzel's I like Denzel. He was funny, funny
You
guy.
still have to have some stage
But
presence.
he did not have it to be a comedian. And I was like, this is going to be great. He's going to bomb. I can't wait to hear his jokes. And he gets on and he's like, hey, it's Denzel. And Bubba comes out immediately and does this behind him. And everybody starts boo, boo, boo. I was
Not even
that's-
giving him a shot.
That's because he's on a power trip. But it's like,
Yeah.
that's the whole payoff is he bombs because he's going to bomb. Not that you just told everybody to boo. That's not funny at all.
Yeah, power moves are weird with people in general. I worked with a guy, and I remember one day we're sitting around, and he looked at my glasses, and he goes, I'm wearing like these Ray-Bans or whatever, and he goes, you got fingerprints on your Ray-Bans. Wipe those off.
Wipe
like,
those off.
Yeah, he said it like that. I was like,
Gonna fight? Gonna fight over sunglasses, fingerprint?
It was weird, but he was my superior at that moment in time. So I took it off and I wiped them and I put them back on. And I didn't really think much of it except that was a little demeaning or for a weird reason. And then I started reading about like power moves and power dynamics and all this years later. And I'm going, oh, that's what it was. It was to show he's like, you will submit to my will.
Exactly.
Like
Some people are like that.
people are like that.
They know how to. Yeah, they get great satisfaction out of that.
Well, even when when we were building out the newer studio back in the day, I even told the cuck, I go, look, I said I employed that very tactic because I was like, in a power move way.
Yeah.
I go, you should put your microphone in where you're sitting on a riser. That way you're looking down at your guests. You're looking down at the people. And he did, right?
Yeah.
So if you go in that studio, it's a couple steps up. But part of that was, I was suggesting like build it on a riser so you have, it is a weird power move. Like if you're talking to somebody, if you're talking to Shaquille O'Neal, right, and you're looking up at him constantly, like
you're immediately feeling a subservient, inferior position.
Yeah.
Immediately, you're just like,
it's so weird.
that's why tall people, are usually more successful.
They skate through life.
They do.
If
They
you're
do.
tall, you're skating through.
I mean, if you're like somebody, I would say, like, for example, like a Bob Murray type guy. That
Okay,
guy
so
was
Bob
like
Murray-
6'4".
Not everybody knows who Bob Murray
Yeah,
is.
that's true.
So he's just he's a I don't even know
Car
what he's doing.
dealer. I mean, I don't know. He probably owns several car dealerships by now. I don't know.
But he's like a beautiful man.
He's a classic looking man. You might see him in Mad Men.
Yeah, like a John Hamm looking
John
guy.
Hamm type guy.
Yeah.
A very dynamic personality. In shape, 200 something, and so he, you just the whole time you're looking up at him, you're like, don't crush my hand when you shake it. Guys like that, they get what they want in life.
It's
'Cause
true.
Everybody marks out to him.
I try to do you ever try to like sniff out power dynamics at all? Or do you come across any of it right now?
I stay in my house, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't come across a lot of power dynamics anymore, except the ones that I'm using on other people.
The ones you psychologically torture me with during the hang?
Yeah, I'm glad I got some fresh meat. I've been tired of abusing Donna mentally.
I drive home from here and I'm like, oh man, he's beating me down once again. The hang my ass.
Hang.
That does happen. I was I was gonna. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
no. I thought you were pausing. I was going to say FDE Joe subscribed for 47 months.
Hey.
I always like to give props to the people who have done this for almost 4 years. He's done almost.
Still
4.
don't understand this Twitch thing at all.
A lot of people don't, Matt. It's a bad platform.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand the bits, the cheering, the
Subscribing,
some sort of emojis. Yeah, the subscribing.
hype trains. It's a
I have
It's a
no
whole
idea.
different world.
It is a different world.
I am in.
You are in, and you can't hold on. So the Ned TikTok thing.
Yeah. Oh my! Don't you bringing me down?
I'm
No,
sorry, I
go
don't mean to
ahead.
bring you down, but I'm genuinely curious because
Oh, my God.
if we rewind to a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
you're in the millions and millions of views, and Ned's blowing up on TikTok.
Woo!
And
Woo!
last week we didn't mention it one time. And this week I have no idea what's happening. Are you still on TikTok or
Still
not?
on TikTok.
Are you?
Nedley Mandingo _official, buddy. Let's check it out
Okay,
right now. Check it
my
out right now.
yes, I told
Go
you
ahead.
before. My daughter found it,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and she was reviewing some of your material, which I told her not to. But how is it
What
going
is she-
overall?
it's Matt.
You don't know.
It's a mixed bag. Right now, I've got 596,000 likes, 49,000 followers, almost 50K.
Still following 4 with the strong ratio.
The Jelly Roll parody has 479,000 views. I put up Dirtbag Anthem last week. Berlin did. I didn't do shit. And it's 160K, which is pretty good. And then see what it was. It went to in the space of 6 hours. It went to 130K, and I went, "Ooh, I got another one."
Yep.
And somebody was saying it's in my what is it called? My favorites page or something, whatever it is. I don't know the TikTok lingo. And I was like, that's how it gets going. People are sharing it. They're sharing it. I was like, yeah. Then it went like nothing. I was like, oh, they did something. They took it off or did something.
So you got throttled?
Then I put another, what I consider a really good one is Redneck Grammar.
Yep.
I think that's a good, solid song. 10,000. What's going on with that?
Well, okay, was that the old Bubba Sparks song?
No,
the Nelly.
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 Yeah, Nelly.
Okay. Do people remember Nelly?
You're saying it's too old.
Well, I don't know. I don't know because
I don't know. I was thinking that's almost like, isn't Country Grammar almost one of those songs like that? Everybody, oh yeah, I know. Even the younger people would be, oh, I know, but maybe not.
well, yeah, I was going to say that, but then again,
Jimmy,
my
Shimmy,
daughter
Cocoa
will
Bomb?
surprise me with songs and she go, "Oh, I know this one," and I'm like, "How do you know that one?" And it's because of she's seen it on TikTok. whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's my kids do that too. I'm like, how do you know that? She's
Yeah, it's
like,
like,
oh,
how do you know that?
it's in commercials or it's in it's this and that.
It's like those stadium anthems now, where like if you go to the game, or you say,
Oh my god.
"Ban it, did it."
They need to refresh that playlist. But they can't because there's no more music like that. I mean, you could play some hip hop or some pop, but you can't play some Third Day Graces. And that's
Dude, yeah.
name a new rock band that's got a powerful song that could be iconic. It's not even getting airplay, let alone be iconic.
I don't, iconic rock is great because I just saw Creed announced a reunion tour, and I'm going, oh man, I would almost go to that show. Like I'm not going to go.
Almost.
I would almost go to that show.
They got some good
I don't
songs.
really like
They got some good songs.
I'm like you. I'm a hermit, so I don't really like to go anywhere.
I mean, yeah, I almost have to be helicoptered in at this point.
Yeah.
If somebody's gonna offer me like a free Uber or something, and then a suite where I don't have to mingle too much.
You feel like it's like that dick move, like, hey, do you want Creed tickets? I don't know. Where are they?
Yeah. You got a VIP parking pass?
Tell me more about these tickets you have.
I'm trying to think of who I would who I would bother to go see. New.
New?
Trying to think. yeah. Or even, yeah.
I mean, Taylor Swift, dude.
I'm not paying.
My family said that was the best.
I'm not paying money like that much money. On principle
Yeah.
alone, I would never,
Fair.
ever pay that much money.
Fair.
That's just a dick move to charge that much for tickets. I mean, she's a billionaire now. It's like you had to be a billionaire on the backs of your fans. Well, how about a multi-millionaire?
Hold on, you're getting it all wrong.
I know.
You can't go down. You can't blame T Swizzle for her quote.
What?
I mean, she's getting her quote. She's like, "Hey, look, my ask for a show is, let's just say $1 million. If y'all are gonna pay it, y'all pay it. Like, that's what they do. No,
Sure, you got me.
I mean,
I guess
if you can get it,
still still, I'd like someone somewhere sometime to go, I'm going to give my fans reasonably priced tickets because I got a boatload of money already. I'm a superstar and I'm making hand over fist and I'm set for life. No, there's never somebody like that. Who's doing that? Nobody. They're all
'cause
gouging you.
It's not necessarily up to them, right?
Sure, you could do it. There's
Not-
a way you could do it.
Not really. Okay, Disturbed. Perfect example. Disturbed, rock band that's been around for 20,
Yeah.
25 years, whatever it is, right? And they just came off their most successful tour ever. And they were talking about how much money they made off this tour. It's like, oh, Disturbed just made, I don't know, $16 million off this tour. But when you break down those numbers, they're not getting, any one single member is not getting paid even close to anything what you'd imagine, right?
Yeah.
Because you got to factor in all the production, you got to factor in all the hands, you got to factor in all the buses, just everything. Like there's a lot of detail that goes into it to where, yeah, they made probably some good money off the tour, but not what you'd expect. I mean,
Well, they still made millions. They made millions. They didn't gross 16 million in net, like 2. I mean, they might have,
they may have.
I don't think so. That's not even, that's not what kind of business model is that? Everybody touring is making less than 2%.
Well, because again, you're talking, if you're an AEG or a Live Nation or something like that, like you're buying the tour, you're buying a leg of the tour, right? And that leg of the tour, if they're charging $250 a show, you're going, okay, I'll buy 4 dates. I'll give you $1 million. Well, that's all the band is really guaranteed at that.
Dude, I'm doing it all independently, buddy. I'm getting Don. I said, Donna, call Ray J.
Dude,
Call Ray J. Book us a date.
that's why I respect artists like Insane Clown Posse, right?
Yeah.
But with that being said, I was listening to Violent J. He was on the Steve-O podcast, or whatever. This is weeks back, and they were talking about the Gathering of the Juggalos, which is a notorious event out in the fields of wherever.
What do they? They call it the Gathering.
The Gathering,
yeah.
And he was like, we maybe made $5,000 after all the expenses. So you've got this large scale event that they try to do independently, and it's been around forever, and they do a great job and whatever. But at the end of the day, after everything's bought and paid for, they made $5,000.
Terrible businessmen.
It's
terrible. Or else their fans don't have any money, which could be possible. The Juggalos can't afford the merch.
Could be a combination.
And the $20 beers.
Could be a combo.
Good guys, though.
Great.
For guys, I mean, that's the perfect example of guys who are singing about the most horrific things you could imagine, but they're it's good guys.
I love it.
Those guys, they're one of my favorite guests of all time.
Cracked me up.
Insane Clown Posse. Before you came here, I was riding my bike, doing some push-ups, to get my workout in.
Sure.
It's really gassed. It's cool too. It wasn't even hot, and I'm thinking, wow, it's the MNRA got me from the rabies shot. It got me. Got me. So let's do this until I can't anymore, until the clots permeate my entire system. And
do you feel tainted?
I feel tainted. I feel mad too that I had to get that. I feel really mad that I avoided any kind of shot for years, and then it was like, and they nobody cared, Then you could go there and they're like, yeah, you trying to be safe? I was like, I don't know if you get it. I had to say this to every person I talked to, like a medical person. I had to say, well, if you get it, you die, right? And there's no cure. And they're like, yeah, so you just doing it to be safe? No,
I'm doing it to live.
And, nobody would tell me not to get it. And the freaking, the raccoons with the government's going to test the raccoon. So I knew it's like, I got to get the shot because the government ain't going to get the results in a timely fashion. When you think there's like how many 8 cases a year they could expedite this? Could you expedite it? Right now, let's cut the raccoon's head off, look at his brain, and tell this guy he doesn't have to get a shot.
Oh, you're bent out of shape about this.
Because it's horse shit.
So you don't have rabies, which is great.
The raccoon did not have rabies. So here, go ahead.
Okay, so when did you get the verdict? Like, okay, so you get the shot to be safe, right?
Yes.
How long after that did you get the verdict that the raccoon did not have rabies?
Okay, so I got bit about. Well, I did actually. Yeah, I possibly scratched at 2 p.m. on
You
a.
got power slapped by a
I could
raccoon.
have got. I don't know. He's behind me. I don't know. There's a lot of craziness going on behind me. With a dog head and a raccoon back there. I don't wrestling. I don't know what was going on, but I know I had some scratches on me. That was Monday, 2 p.m. I didn't think about it until like later in the evening. People were talking to me, and I was like, "Yeah," telling them the story. And they're like, "Well, do you think you got rabies?" I was like, you know. So then,
Never thought about
so
that.
then the next day, they came out about 2:00 and got the raccoon. I go, "Oh, we're gonna do something, take some samples, and then we're gonna FedEx it to the lab, and then tomorrow you'll get your results." So that was I think they said Thursday you get results. I was like, that's close, because they say you're supposed to 72 hours. You know, that's what they say. That you got to Google it. You can't.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to give you the honest thing about how long you can wait to get your rabies shot. Nobody's going to tell
Oh,
you.
you are definitely still fired up about this.
I am, because I just tell me. And so I was like, that's like more than 72 hours. And what if the government doesn't do it in time? Which they probably won't. Which they didn't. They did tell me Friday, so I went ahead and got the shot on Wednesday, and I was just hoping that I wouldn't have to get the 4 more shots. So I was hoping the
Well, at least you
raccoon
didn't have
was
to
not
do
right.
that.
Yeah, I get up on Friday. I did my Ned stream, took a little nap. I get up at 1:30, and Donna goes, "They called, and the raccoon was positive." And I'm like, I was like, God damn it!
Just to troll you?
Oh, I was like, God damn! I was so mad.
That's a
'cause
good one. That's
I
a
was
good one.
so mad because I didn't even know the lady who gave me the original shot was so incompetent. I was like, I might have rabies, because she was like, "What's going on, IKEA?" Yeah. So I was so mad. She's like, "No, just kidding. Berlin told me to do that to you."
How long did she let the joke simmer before she told you?
No,
Oh, no.
It was she's like me. I feel bad. I was like, it's just a joke. It was like 5 seconds.
I would have
'cause
let that marinate for a good 30 minutes.
I think she wasn't expecting my reaction, because she said it. And I was like, God damn! And I was like looking for something to throw. I was like, God, are you serious? I was like, are you serious? And I got to get all those shots. She's like, no. Berlin told me to play a joke on you. And I was like, oh. And I was actually happy. I was like, oh, that's a great joke, because the end is good news.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
yeah. I was like, so happy. So happy.
But you still got that one shot. And now.
Yeah. I don't know what's in it. I'm not going to look what's in it. I'm just going to live my life and deal with the clots that are forming in my body right now. No.
Dude. Well, look, man, the COVID stuff, I got one shot. I got one. And I, much like you, feel like I regret it. Now, you can't tell people that out loud, and you can't broadcast it, and you can't say, because it's almost akin to when COVID was at its peak, and you had there was a couple radio guys who were very anti, and then they got COVID and they passed away from whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, ha ha, told you so. And all these people are like dancing on their grave kind of thing. And I'm going, well, so I guess you just can't give any indication of how your personal life goes, because somebody is going to dance on your grave if something terrible happens to you.
Yeah.
Or if nothing bad happens to you, then people just move on, right? So I got the one, and in my life, I just think back to that moment, and I'm going, I just wish I hadn't done that. Now, if I get COVID next week and shit spins out of control, I'm sure people will dance on my grave. But what a fucked up scenario that is.
It is. The whole thing was effed up. Everything was effed up, and the way it seemed like they obviously used it to divide people. Because
Yes.
I've never seen people who are more divided.
Oh my God.
And if you think you're on the right side, it's like you'll never convince me that I'm not on the right side. It's like
it took a very
I don't believe anything the government says. I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
I think I've got about 1 million examples of proof that they lie all the time. But you know that's true too, but you're going to believe this one thing. I don't believe the one thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like privately I'm taking a stance. But you can't go into a group of 10 friends or whatever and just announce that, because chances are 5 of them are going to be like, oh, yeah? Yeah? You think that? You're irresponsible. And then it comes down to choosing your friends wisely.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you're not like-minded like I am. And then it questions your whole friendship, right? Because it's like, okay, you're not built like I am. We don't have the same character, right? Like, but here I am. I still capitulated. I got the one.
Yeah.
And the lady who gave it to me at the CVS, I remember her distinctly going, "You're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing."
She gets paid $200 every time she says that.
And I'm just going, just thinking to myself, like, I don't think I did the right thing.
Which brand did you get? J&J or the other one?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
You
remember.
just throwing through dice. Like, just give me one of them. Load it up. I don't know. I don't think one of them you only had to get one, and the rest you had to get.
Okay, so
multiple.
whatever the 2-shot combo was,
Okay, I
because
think
I
that-
got
yeah.
the one, and then we were supposed to go back
you
in
did
like
get
a
it.
couple weeks or whatever it is, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not going back. I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, I think I just hang out with. I only hang out with like-minded people because I always during the whole COVID thing. I'm just the kind of guy if we're having a party here and
Yep.
there's 20 or 30 people, I'd go up to people and go, "So, what do you think about this?"
Make sure it's like a naughty or nice list.
Yeah, and everybody was like, "Yeah," everybody kind of felt the way I did. I think.
But again, you had to also battle all this misinformation, which it's
There's
still
a
coming
lot.
out, right? So you almost can't blame somebody for thinking the direct opposite of you, because that's what they're getting hit with.
They're getting hit with that all day.
So
Their algorithm.
yeah, and it's like you can't. So it would put a strain on a friendship or a family relationship or something along those lines. But you couldn't, looking back on it, you can't really blame them because, again, that's what they're getting hit with.
Yeah.
I mean, there's at least an argument to be
but
made for it.
it's like that's why those kind of people are people who will never look for the truth. I'm constantly looking for the truth.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm just looking for the truth. And I'm guilty of it. I've read stuff and went, well, I don't agree with that. Let's just forget I ever saw that.
Yeah, you need some sort of confirmation bias.
But I'm open minded. I just try to believe my eyes and ears. That's what I try to do.
I was watching a video today on my burner account on Twitter or X or whatever, and it was a great video. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, oh, I know what it was. So the Raiders fired their head coach.
A couple people today.
Okay, so the story was whoever the head coach was, like, again, the name escapes me. He apparently was a big fan of Halloween. So he went in dressed as the owner of the Raiders. Was it Mark Davis?
Yeah, I think it used to be Al Davis. Now it's Mark Davis, his son.
So he went in dressed as Mark Davis and got a real kick out of it. And at lunchtime, Mark Davis ended up ordering P.F. Chang's, which I guess is like daily lunch routine.
Yeah.
And then had it delivered to him, and it had a fortune cookie. And inside the fortune cookie, it says, you're fired. Or something along those lines. And I'm like, this is like the greatest firing story of all time.
Is that real? I mean, if it's real,
So- Isn't it epic?
it's pretty epic.
So I'm going, please be real. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. And then you scroll down to the comments, and everybody's going, fake, not true. Now,
Happens to me all the
to
time.
this moment, I don't know if it's
I
true or
want
not.
that to be true.
I so want it to be true because that would be the greatest firing of all time. But
If the guy deserved it.
but
If the guy deserved it.
if the guy deserved it,
It's a
again,
real
I don't.
dick move if he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I wanted
I'm
it
gonna
to be
put it in
true.
a fortune cookie.
And before comments, before anybody, like if you were just to have your traditional news broadcasts and somebody accidentally spit that out on the news, like word is bond. Like that's it. Like that would have been the truth. But at least now there's comments underneath going, this could potentially be fake. And then it makes me start to think, yeah, you know what? Don't be a sucker, Matt. Step back. This might be fake. Do a little more due diligence.
There's a lot of. I mean, it's frustrating. You're looking for stuff for your show, and you're like, "This is great." And then, and I'll play it on the show, and Trace and Donald will be going, "That's so fake," and I'm like, "Oh, I feel like a total idiot now." And it happens all the time.
It does.
And everybody's it's so weird. I guess you're just faking for clicks. It's just faking for clicks. and they'll do a whole fake scenario. They hire actors and stuff, and it's like, there's enough fake news out now without people intentionally faking it just for the hell of it.
Oh,
just
dude.
for the hell of it.
And the deep fake is going to get so crazy.
It's over.
It's going to
AI,
get nuts.
I've said it this for like a year or two. AI is not going to become sentient and take over the world. AI is going to be used by the criminals in society and the government to just scam the hell out of everybody and give so much disinformation that they take all the information away and say, here's the information. There's nothing true, only what the government says, because everyone else is using fake AI. That's the end of the world right there.
Yeah, and you're looking at it from a broader scope. If you look at it just from just tiny bullshit stuff, if you're a celebrity and you're getting deep faked on a porno video, like, what are you going to do about it? Then you have to, like, now everything you do, you have to personally verify and watermark and say, this is me. Just to make sure that you protect your sort of integrity, or, if you've got Neil deGrasse Tyson out there talking about a comet going to hit Earth, right?
Oh, I thought you were going to say sucking dick.
Or
like
that.
a video of him sucking dick.
That is not me. This is not a verified video. But yeah, you really have to, like, stop and think now and question all of it.
So if you're a celebrity, I mean, I imagine in the very near future, people are going to get really good at AI. And there's 100 videos, of George Clooney getting, screwed in the butt.
Sure.
And so what do you just say? There's nothing you can do.
You just got to throw your hands up until the real one comes out, and then you go, all right, I'm George Clooney, and this is this is real.
And how, it's okay, so politically, the left comes out, with a video showing Trump, and he's strangling a 9-year-old boy.
Right.
And Trump goes, that's fake. And then the right comes out, they're going to say, it's real, it's fake, it's real. I think we're done.
It's going to get
I think we're done.
bonkers because you're literally not going to know what's real or
You're
fake.
not going to know what's real. And that's what's going to happen. Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we probably take a break here on that note. That high note. And you know what? On another low note, I forgot to look up into sudden involuntary Carney syndrome again, even when Blind Lawrence told me where it was. Sorry, Blind Lawrence. I forgot to look it up.
Well, I'm sure we've got some other stuff
Oh, I got it.
in that old catalog of yours.
It's hard because you got to get everything, copyright. It's,
I still don't understand that
Oh,
either.
I don't either. I just been lucky. I've just been lucky all this time. I mean, you play something like some obscure beat you got, and you do some kind of rap to it, and that beat is, I don't.
So they'll copyright you for a beat?
For everything.
What if it's a karaoke beat? Then they can't?
Sometimes. They should see
They'll
now,
still flag you even if
so
it's karaoke?
what I used to do is for all my parody songs, I'd get, there's you out there a lot of times you can find the original instrumental,
Yeah.
That was done in the studio. So your parody song's gonna sound badass. And I worked for places who had music licenses.
Yep.
So it ain't no big deal. You're allowed to do that. Every place I worked had a music license. And now I have to try to find the shittier karaoke. I mean, you got to make
so you can operate in the gray?
If it's too good, you're like, oh, that's too good. You got to kind of, like, this one's only on a keyboard. I'm going to use that one.
So wait, what's the latest parody song that you've done that had like a crappy karaoke bed to?
Oh,
Is it one of your Neds?
It was a Ned deal for Jimmy Buffett. Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Is it up on TikTok?
Yeah, yes, it is. I believe.
Can you play it?
Oh,
I want to see how bad the karaoke bed is.
It's not that bad. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
that bad.
All right.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's not like
But it was like,
old school synths
I found
or
a couple
something.
good ones, and I was like, well, this one's just a little off. Let's go with that.
you have to go with the one that's a little less than.
Yeah. And speaking of TikTok, I've got about 20 emails in, and Berlin has about 5 in, so we can get into my account, and no response. They just don't respond. They don't care. They could give a shit.
You can't get in at all. So you can post, but
I can on my I can get on my phone. I can log into my account and I can do whatever I want in Berlin. So you can post my videos, but to I've got all these people, all these new people, and I see in the comments they know who, like they know who we are. They know,
Okay.
and I'm like, well, I'd like to do a live stuff,
Right.
And then I could talk to them, tell them where I am, and we can play songs, and and maybe I can build that up. I've got 50,000 followers. If I get 1,000 of them, that's a pretty good number,
So
to watch
you
me
can't,
live.
You can't do
I
like
can't.
a forgot password thing and then it resets?
No, I've done that a million times. I don't even know what my password is now.
Okay.
I've changed it so many times.
the
It's
worst.
X'd out so many times. X'd out, X'd out, X'd out.
So you can't
Steamed about it.
so you can't change that up.
I to me it's like fitting. It's fitting. It's like, of course, I'm gonna go on TikTok and be.
Go viral.
I mean, I never expected this success, and I can't get into my account. And there's no way to do it. And no one in the entire world has ever had this problem that I have. Because if you Google it, nobody's having this problem. Nobody's had this problem. And when I log in, it just takes me to the homepage. It says you're successfully logged in, but not to your account. It's effed up, and they don't care. They don't. These tech companies don't care whether you.
I'd love to be able to help you out, but I'm not downloading that thing. I'm not touching I'm sorry, not doing it. It's on my banned list.
It's because of the Chinese government spying.
Yeah.
I mean, for one thing, it's ruining America. TikTok is ruining America, and my reason it's ruining America is it's conditioning people to like stuff that's completely not funny and inane. All these, because you're going, you'll be on it for an hour. Video number 12, not funny, not funny, not funny. Something that's like this funny, and you're like, oh, that's funny. I like that, because you're watching all these morons doing moronic thing. 300 million morons
Just getting dumbed down.
just doing dumb shit, or girls, they're dancing. How many fucking 20-year-old girls do I got to see dancing in their living room? Fuck off, man.
If there are 20, maybe a few more.
Yeah, but
Maybe a few more. I could take a gander.
But there's not even wearing provocative clothing.
Oh,
It's like, shut the fuck up.
I'm always waiting for them to dance and then at least like have a light fixture fall on their head or something. Like, that's funny. All right, I'll watch that over and over again. If something terrible happens to them, like again, if they fall or
That's
fun.
not happening. They're dancing for 20 seconds and then it's over, and you're like, well, why am I here and why are you here?
Leave you wanting more. I know. I look at the TikTok and I'm going, okay, so they can dance for 20 seconds. I was talking to my daughter about this because I'm going, all right, so let me get this straight. They do a coordinated dance for 20 seconds, right?
Yep.
She's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. I go,
Coordinated.
so what about these people that are on tour and dancing for an hour on stage, and they've learned these routines, okay? They've learned, okay, the
Spent their
Netettes.
life doing it.
The Netettes, perfect example. These girls were working hours and hours nonstop.
On routines.
To go on these Bubble-Paloozas and perform on stage and make sure that they had all their moves in sync for an hour. This bitch is going to come along for 20 seconds and do one dance for 20 seconds, and that's all she has to do. Now all of a sudden she's got it made in the shade, and then maybe she can take a week off of work and then come
She
back
got 6 million views on that.
and do this
I
again
don't
for 20 seconds.
I don't understand society, Matt.
I don't know.
I don't understand it. What
happened to synchronization?
Are we the two old guys? It's like America used to be a shining light in the world, not of democracy, but of entertainment. Our movies, our television shows, our music, everything we did was all over the world because it was the best. Now we're TikToking it up.
The light is dimming.
People are tying hot dogs with sticks and trying to eat them. And that's that. We used to have Martin Scorsese. Now we got hot dogs on a stick. I think I win that argument. No,
You do win the argument, but you're also guilty of it because you set up a TikTok.
I don't.
And it went viral.
It's a dirty game, buddy. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty. See, I'm on there. I'm the kind of people that should be on there.
It's a power move, is what you're doing.
It is a power move.
Power move.
You know how many people I'm following? 4.
Big ratio.
Power move.
Strong
right there.
power
It's a
move.
Power move. Oh, well, let's take a quick break.
Sure.
Get another beverage. I mean, we could barely start the show. We're doing Matt Stories in the Kitchen. Story time with Matt in the Kitchen.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
A lot of good stories.
Oh,
A lot of good stories. I mean, we tell a lot of good stories, but some stories have to remain off air.
Unfortunately.
All right, we'll be right back in just a minute with more Mike and Matt. Oh, I got the wrong thing potted up. See, they're going to love it, man.
It's the hang.
I fucked up again. See, I fucked
The
up twice. The hang.
You did?
The hang. I fucked up. Fucked up.
We'll be all right.
All right, we'll be right back.
Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
Hi, Elmo.
Oh, Katy Perry, Elmo want to thank you for coming to Sesame Street.
Come on, Elmo. Don't you want to play?
Oh, Elmo would love to play with Miss Katy Perry, and Elmo really like looking at your big, natural, creamy, milky white. Elmo want to touch. Elmo, sorry. Elmo like Miss Perry, and Elmo like pretty dress you wear with low-cut front that showed the long, deep, fleshy canyon between your huge, heaving, ample, pendulous.
Ask how big they are. How big they are.
Oh my! Cookie Monster, quit cock blocking Elmo!
How big? Num 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 num.
Elmo apologize for Cookie Monster. Elmo not like that. Elmo not want to hit it and quit it. Elmo want to stay and play.
You said you wanted to play.
Oh, Elmo like your sexy voice that goes along with your...
Two glorious round heavenly orbs of...
Good day, Miss Perry. Kermit the Frog here, and today's letter is I for inappropriate. Let me remind you, this is a children's show, and several of us have gone back to our dressing rooms and thought about your dress and your cleavage,
Yes.
and thought about your dress and cleavage some more.
Cleavage.
And then a little more.
Yes, yes.
Hey,
Yes.
Kermit, do you have any paper towels?
No, Big Bird. Everyone seems to be out of them today.
We need more paper towels too.
use paper
Moving
towels.
right along, today's number is 44.
Yes, the 44. 44 double delicious.
Has anyone seen Elmo's baby oil? I know I put my warm socks somewhere around here.
Round, perfectly symmetrical, amazing.
That's all the time we have for
gigantic.
today. And remember, today's letter was O, as in oh.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, oh, oh.
How to get to Sesame Street?
Hey, what's up? It's Ned. And it's time for another Neditorial.
That's where I really dumb it down for the average American and give you a Barney the Dinosaur version of life. But I realize you have the attention span of a 5-year-old, so every 30 seconds or so I'm gonna fart, just to keep your interest. Here we go. You know what irritates me most about Christmas? It's that Santa Claus is fake, and Jesus is allegedly real. But Santa Claus is the one with the system that makes sense. If you're naughty, you don't get jack shit. But if you're nice, you get a cool toy that you really wanted. That's how God should work. But Jesus doesn't do that. Jesus says, be naughty all you want. Just make sure you apologize before Christmas and you'll get your toy. What a bunch of bullshit. No wonder it's the most popular religion in the world. Phew. But that's the genius of Christianity. Back in the day, it was always, be good, or God will smite you and throw you in a lake of fire. Then Christianity comes up with a brilliant business model. Kick the shit out of all the other religions. Christianity realized that most people are self-serving assholes, a.k.a. sinners. Whew. So they said, let's let these assholes, sinners, do whatever the fuck they want, as long as they say they're sorry, and give 10% to the church. Please forgive me, Jesus. I can't help it. I was born an asshole. Sinner. Sweet Jesus. But I say Christianity is wrong, and Santa Claus is right. If you're an asshole on Earth, no fucking toys for you. You're going to hell. If you're a decent person, you get toys, and you go to heaven. Besides, Santa's really got it going on. Yeah, sure, Jesus could walk on water and everything, but Santa Claus travels in a sleigh pulled by flying reindeer and visits 7 billion houses in one night. He blows Jesus away when it comes to impossible, unbelievable bullshit. So even though Santa's plan is more fair and equitable, Jesus' plan is much more attractive to the average asshole. Sinner. All they have to do is ask for forgiveness. Forgive me, Jesus, for being a dick, but I became a dick when Adam ate the apple, so it's not my fault. But I'll try not to be a dick anymore. But I probably will. I might actually murder somebody. Then I'll just say I'm sorry again, 'cause I was born a dick. It's the perfect religion. So it looks like it's Jesus 1 and Santa Claus 0 in round 1 in the war of imaginary belief systems. Laid out.
Hey, what's up? It's Ned, and it's time for another Neditorial. And I just got baked out of my gourd on some multicolored dank hydro funk. It's got me thinking some deep religious shit. So kneel down, give yourself a holy water enema, and if you can't handle what I'm about to say, may the Lord deafen thine ears with his magic ear-deafening staff or some bullshit like that. Here we go. Did you hear that the Florida State Senate has recently passed a bill allowing student-led prayers at school events? 'Cause that'll fix the education system. We just need a bunch of dorks spewing out feel-good mumbo-jumbo every time more than 8 people gather in the fucking hallway. I'm sure an increase in shout-outs to our Heavenly Father will magically elevate us 14 places up to number 1. Or, more likely, do absolutely fucking nothing. But there is good news. It doesn't have to be a Christian prayer. It could be a message from any faith. So here's an Iggy for all you high schoolers out there. Let's have some fun with this shit. Next time you're at an assembly or a football game or an ROTC meeting, ask to say a prayer. And you could, pray to the god of Scientology. Dear Xenu, I know you blew up my great-great-great-great-great-grandparents with a nuclear bomb in a volcano, but I was wondering if you could use your magical powers bestowed on you by L. Ron Hubbard to raise my thetans to their highest level. And also maybe let me out of this closet they locked me in until I give them $100,000. See, kids, that would be fun. Or maybe you could pray to Satan. Dear Satan, please send a demon to mouth-rape my algebra teacher until that bitch gives me an A+. Or maybe you could pray to Jehovah of the Old Testament to smite down your neighbor because he wore a sweater vest woven with 2 different kinds of material. It's in the Bible. Look it up. Leviticus 19:19. Or maybe you could pray to Allah. Dear Allah, please give me guidance, as I have come into contact with the sweat from an excrement-eating camel. Are you seeing my point, people? All these prayers sound fucking crazy. So if everybody can see that the other person's religion is a totally fucking preposterous work of fiction, it only makes sense that maybe they're all preposterous works of fiction. But it's okay. We can still be friends, and you can worship whatever imaginary magical super being you believe in, as long as you do it in the privacy of your own home. That's right. Keep it to yourself, and quit wasting everybody's time. Our kids need to get back to not being educated. So, Bubba Army, kids. They want prayer in school? Let's give them prayer in school. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, iggy, iggy. Bubba Army, lay it out!
Welcome back to The Hang with Mike Manson Waters and Matt Spice Lloyd.
Hey.
Hot damn.
Hot damn.
Hot damn. That should be. Well, The Hang. Hot damn.
Hot damn.
Hot damn.
Oh, my God.
I'm telling you that, you know, Matt and I are phoning it in. We're phoning, you know, but you know, imagine if we tried, Matt.
Imagine.
I mean, it wouldn't even be fair. I mean, it might not even be legal. If we tried,
We'd be head and shoulders above.
We just come hang out. We just come hang out. I have a list here that we never get to, which is,
oh, dude,
that's the plan, is to not get to the list.
Yeah, it's like if you have to go to everything on the list, yeah, things are not going great.
That's true. You know, like this is a list for usually I have maybe a couple more things on. This is a list of like a cluster F show.
Yep.
And if I go through the whole list, it's usually not one of our better shows. You know,
because
it's
you
like
got to keep throwing stuff out there.
Yeah, it's like it ain't catching it.
Yep.
Ain't catching it. It sucks. You know, it sucks. But usually, but that's rarely the case. The best shows, like you go, man, we barely touched our list. It's like we were just going.
Yeah, I think I sent you an email with like 3 things, and I was like, "Hey, man, if we don't even get to it, like, no big whoop, you know."
I mean, yeah, you know, if it's something, you know, if I got something that's, you know, excellent, you know, of course you want to get to it. I do want to get to. I saw your high blood pressure, like 192. How long's it been like that?
Okay, well,
is that an old picture?
That was an old picture. That was from March of 2022, and when
right after you, never mind. We're not going to mention that. Go ahead.
No, wait. What?
Right after you got the.
We're
not going to mention it. I'm not going to mention it. You can't mention me. You can't talk about that stuff.
I didn't correlate that.
It might not have been. I'm just fucking
no,
with it.
That's fine. Yeah, no, for some reason, like
2000, like a year ago, right?
Yeah,
a little more than a year ago.
Last couple years, I was super high blood pressure. So they put me on some medication or whatever. But yeah, it was weird, dude.
Because nothing in your life changed, like where you were like stressed or anything.
Oh man, no, the whole last decade's been bullshit. Not a damn thing changed. I'm gonna cry.
I mean, you started the hang, Matt.
The hang. My blood pressure's gone down.
Has it gone
20%? No. My blood pressure. I don't even know where I'm at right now because I can't find the cuff.
Are you on something like a medication?
Yeah, but I'm terrible at taking it. So
it's probably best that you don't take it.
That's my other thing.
It's best to treat it probably other ways.
I only try to like when I'm I feel like this little like nerve on top of my head, like almost like a heartbeat.
That's not good. That's not good.
Right? And then I go, all right, maybe I'll take one of those things because my, I'm about to explode. You know, that sort of thing.
Did they tell you like any cause, or you didn't even bother to go get tests? I don't know. I don't go to the doctor anymore. Unless I hurt myself, I'm not going to go to the doctor.
They really don't. They just give you a medication. You go, okay, take this and see if it lowers it. Well, they ask the standard thing, like,
Yeah.
oh, are you working out? Are you stressed? You know, it's like the basics, right?
They got a form. They got a form they ask you.
Yeah, but the messed up part is, you know, I'll go see my primary care at like the latest appointment in the day, which I think we talked about a little bit last week, where I'll set like, because of my schedule, I was like, all right, I'll be there at 4, right, or 4:30, and then I don't get in to see the doctor for like an hour. So now my blood pressure is, now I'm really jacked up because I've been waiting in the office for an hour. You know what I mean? So
It's off the charts.
yeah, so you can't even like measure it because it's not me being normal. It's not, you know, I'm fired up because I got other shit to do. So my blood pressure, I think, is always high. I don't know. I think the 198 probably is a little brutal. Hold on. Oh, look, I'm looking at chat.
I mean,
Look at that.
oh, you're looking at
I'm
chat.
looking
See,
at
I'm
chat.
not. See, I got 17 windows in front of my chat, Matt.
I'm
It's a Dr. Seuss deal there.
Your lovely wife set me up with this laptop.
She's good like that.
I'm looking at chat, and I think this guy said, "Holy shit." Yeah, I said, holy fuck. I think that was regarding my blood pressure.
Jamie the Plumber cheering all kind of bits and giving subs, and I'm just completely ignoring him. Jamie the Plumber gifted. He gifted. Where the hell is it? 10 subs. That's a lot.
For real?
That's 10 subs. Appreciate it, Jamie the Plumber. Let me give you a woo on that shit.
Somebody said, careful, you might get chat cancer.
Chat.
Somebody else said, I have blood pressure. Somebody else says they take 10 milligrams of methyl, usually with beer. Yeah, I mean, when they say don't take medication with alcohol, I mean, is anybody really listening to that?
I think there's two type of people. There's two type of people who are like, no, I took an antibiotic and it says you can't have
There's
alcohol.
us and there's them.
Exactly, and to me, it's like there is no way that having a few cocktails is going to affect me because of stupid medication, man. Bring it on.
And if it does, I feel like it's going to be a bonus. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's going to be entirely negative.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me feel weird. Sometimes that's a bonus. Sketchy
Yeah.
Press subscribe for 18 months.
Hold on. The Sketchy Press?
The Sketchy Press.
The Sketchy
Press.
Dude, I can't sing that guy's praises enough. He cracks me up.
Oh.
Although I haven't seen him drop a new episode lately.
No, I think he went on hiatus.
Oh,
It's
no.
a lot of work, you know. It's a lot.
Sketchy,
We
no.
enjoyed your work, though. We enjoyed your. I mean, I enjoyed the picture of the video of Brent Hatley videotaping himself with a camera in the corner as he.
So gross.
I mean, it's like, my God, I was horrified.
So gross.
I watched it a couple times, but because I was like so horrified and masturbating. I'm like, what? How does your career go from here to here in a space of like a year and a half?
That was a record drop. It was. It's like an attraction in like Orlando, that sky ride where it's like that slingshot ride where it shoots you way up,
Yeah.
and then you just fall right back down.
Yeah, they wasn't seat belted in.
Oh,
It just
man.
came right down to earth.
The sketchy dude, what I found fascinating with him is, like, we come in here, we've got a couple topics, right? And if we get to them, we get to them, but we're not really like pulling clips of stuff. Dude, that guy came armed with receipts.
Oh yeah,
He
It
had
was
like
good.
audio clips like queued up. He's like
ready to go.
and he like play. Here he is at 23 minutes into his show talking about this, and then he would go, but here he is at 27 minutes in the other show talking about this, and I'm going, whoa, that guy was bringing it.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I don't know what happened to, like, he quit covering Hatley. Because I don't follow or keep track of anybody's career that I used to work with.
Yeah.
But Sketchy Press was entertaining, so I was following the saga of the downward spiral of Hatley, and then it just stopped. So I have no idea what's going on with that. It could be still gangbangs or I don't know.
I don't know.
I just didn't from here to gangbangs. What? You're lying.
That's a weird.
I would never have bet that.
Yeah, that wasn't on my bingo card.
Somebody told me that. I was like, no, I don't think so. I'm not going. But
Yeah.
yeah, gangbangs.
Oh, hold on. Okay, so here we go. So see, anyway, I shouldn't have looked at chat.
Jamie the Plumber, 2,700, I believe. That's a quick ad.
Somebody said, so Spice, what is your theory on how Cowhead got the
Oh, gee, see there.
disc? Yeah. Well, not for me. So I mean, you know,
Not for. I think you can say that because that's just a truism, man.
And furthermore, I would love to know. Like, I don't think that's the thing. Like,
Oh my God.
there's some other like. Here's the funny part. People go like, I think the cuck was going on about cock settle out and blah 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 blah. And I'm going. I was so ready for them to depose me. I was like, great. I'd love to. I myself am looking for some answers on some of this stuff. I've got theories
Yeah.
just like everybody
Yeah.
else, but I mean, some of this stuff I can't legally talk about. But as far as like that question goes, I have no idea. I'd love to know.
Oh, I mean, the possibilities are fascinating.
It's so
they
intriguing.
go right to the top, right to the top.
And I have theories. I think everybody has theories.
Oh yeah,
A lot of theories.
I got a
lot of theories. Yeah. Oh yeah. Head honcho. Oh yeah. Double swerve gimmick. Aha. Get it. Oh, reverse zombie die. Yeah. You think the yeah.
But I have
But
I have nothing to do with it.
Hello, Gawker. Aha. Dig it.
Yeah. Yeah, Macho. How funny would that be if that was Macho Man's final act?
Oh my God, that's the very end of the movie. Is Macho Man?
Oh yeah. Snap into it.
This guy was an asshole to me for years.
It comes out that it's Macho Man. Everybody's just like floored. It's just like the theater is silent.
Have you?
Macho Man.
Do you ever go? Probably. The answer is probably no. But do you ever go on YouTube and watch old wrestling promos?
I've done it a couple times since I left the show, so I say yes. I've done it a couple times. You know, because they're. I mean, we used to play them. The Macho Man, and when they were good when you saw them originally, but now that you know that they were coked up out of their minds, so good, so good.
Somebody put Macho Man Long Con.
Macho Man Long Con.
Oh my God! So on my night show, I used to do a Friday night wrestling promo where we'd find an old clip of some of these just 80s, 90s wrestlers and replay it. Dude, but then I'm not even doing it for the show. I'm doing it for me. You know, like they're that funny. Like I cry laughing sometimes at the old Macho Man promos where he'll do this, he'll do like point his finger and then he'll spin around. And the comments are great because they're like, he is so coked up out of his mind. And I don't know if he is or not. Like,
but he might be.
Might be. And the very thought that he might be coked up out of his mind doing a promo on national television to me is hilarious.
And I think it would, if you think about it, you're like, he might be, he might not be. He was like, it was the 80s. Of course he was coked up. And not to blame. It's like, okay, I got to go out there and act like a maniac. Yeah. And I got to be super hyper. What are you going to do? You're going to do a couple lines of blow.
The cream rises to the top.
That's it's like a performance enhancer.
It's so good. And then you go to like the Vince McMahon stuff where he drops the N-bomb.
I haven't seen that one. It was like that intentionally or was
totally intentionally? He called it was Booker T, if I remember correctly, and he does that Vince McMahon strut in there, and he goes, "I'm not even repeating." I'm not even.
Can you
go
repeat
there.
the setup or not? Like just don't say the actual thing.
I think the setup was he was just Vince McMahon being Vince, and Booker T was backstage, and they were just doing a promo.
But he called him? He called it like insulting and trying to.
Like a I'm your brother.
Oh, okay, friendly. Was
that
with an A?
It was an A. It was an A.
Okay.
And it was.
It did not go fly with Booker T.
Well, he gives that look.
Is it Booker T or Booker T? Is it E? Is it ER or A?
It's with an A. No, I don't know.
So did it go over well or not? He gave him a look.
I mean, okay, Booker T has no choice but to just play along with the script, I would imagine, at that point in time. But no, I think it was all in good. I say good fun. All in good racist fun. Yeah, no, I think it was fine. But it was just funny it's funny to look back at some of these videos and just watch them with the hilarity. Ravishing Rick Rude, oh my God. I could watch that guy's promos all day. You don't even
Ravishing Rick Rude, I mean.
Do you not remember?
No, I know. You've shown me Ravishing Rick Rude promos back in the old show.
I've been doing this for decades. Decades.
I don't see. I don't even keep track. I used to like Macho Man, and me and Donna would sometimes watch, which we never did, but during that era, we watched wrestling because we liked Macho Man. Is there any, has it just like everything in entertainment? Has it been, watered down, or are they some guys with some great gimmicks now?
So I don't watch it.
I don't either. Yeah,
I think partly because of PTSD. I don't really.
I get it.
But if it's on, or if I'm scrolling through the TV or whatever and it's on, I'll check it out for a minute. And I know that right now, I think one of the most popular guys, his name's LA Knight. And he does like a combination of a Stone Cold Steve Austin and a Rock thing where he just says, yeah, a lot. And he go, let me talk to you. Yeah. And he is so over, and all he does is just go, yeah.
I like it. I appreciate that.
It's
coming from someone who had a catchphrase. Yes. That was the catchphrase. Yes. I mean, sometimes
you're LA Ned.
I mean, so yeah. Sometimes the whole gimmick was he'd ask that question and just yes, and everybody would think it was hilarious.
Let me talk to you. Yes.
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 My granddaughters talk. I don't even do Ned in front of them, and they both go yes, and they do good Neds better than
the other fake Ned.
Yeah,
yeah. That's funny how that works. Okay, so we need to integrate this chat thing, and I'm trying.
It's I always say it's like difficult to do the show. Like streamers, they're just. They got their thumb up their ass, and it's real loose and everything. We're trying to do good content that flows, a good conversation, and it's harder to spy on the chat when your partners might be making a brilliant comment or a humorous comment, and you're like, Black Macho Man was funny.
Not like sure I'm here
but that's totally irrelated, and I've lost out on the conversation. So it's hard to do with two people, but we can try.
Yeah. Oh, somebody wants me to bring John Lynch +1 to your.
John Lynch. Oh. See. Oh, they're being
sneaky bastards. I don't know. Do I like the chat or do I not like the chat? Is this a good idea?
It might be. No, it's a good idea. I pride myself on our chat being cool. There's not a bunch. They'll rib you occasionally, but it's nothing that I would. It's not like I've got built up animosity. The chat's always ribbing me. No, they just rib me about stuff I know is true, and it's not that big a deal. But I forgot what I was talking about.
Has there been anybody on the chat that has been really rude to you, or do you just kind of filter that out?
I've gotten into it a little bit with people, a couple people. Yeah. But not really. So, but I'm proud of that because like you were not around for any twitching, were you?
No.
Mm-mm. The chat. And you can't blame them because the show would really at one point the show really went downhill.
Yeah.
And so the show sucks. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna read the chat. If you're one of the guys sitting there. While he's just nonsense, you're just like, I'm going to read the chat.
Jabbering on for free,
free
products.
I'm just going to read the chat. And the chat's going, you guys suck. We hate you. And it's just like, every day I got 4 hours of that. 4 hours that they just hated us.
Yeah, so, okay, when I'm looking at this chat screen, all right, all I know is on the side here, it has like a recommended channels thing. I'm sure everybody that's watching has the same thing. But it has somebody that's got 64,500 viewers right now.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Because their description just says, just chatting. What are they doing that's got 64? Are they playing video games? Or when they say just chatting, does that mean literally just chatting?
Just chatting. They could be doing anything. Just chatting is really open to anything, just not gaming or something, like music. It's just anything.
Well, I want to get that. I want to get 64,000 people watching us chat, right? How do we do that? This is so. I know it's dumb.
No, that it's like.
How do we get the people that are watching it now to spread the word to other people so we can become that?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like, can you see that show, or is it just?
I guess click on
You
it.
could click on it.
You want me to click on
and
it?
tell me what you see. What kind of visual? First of all, just give me the visual of what this show that's got 64,000.
First, I'm seeing an ad.
See, you won't see one on our show because.
That's not true.
Oh, we might. You might.
I've logged in before. I spied on your show yesterday.
Got to pay the bills, man.
I
You spied on our show yesterday?
I did. I secretly spied on your show yesterday, and
I
I heard.
see the Halloween quiz. Halloween quiz was pretty good.
No, it was right before then. I heard Trace talking about ghosts are bullshit, and I'm going, ghosts are not
Oh God,
bullshit. Don't
Ghosts
make
are-
me get into it.
ghosts are bullshit.
Are they?
They are bullshit. Never one example of a ghost doing anything in the entire human history.
Hold on. Wait a second. This guy's chatting from jail, or
Really?
something.
Who? Which one?
Okay, now he's got 70.8 thousand
Okay.
views. Look, it looks as though
Well, see,
a crew of folks are in a penitentiary.
they're beating us by 63,000.
They've got a live web stream from a penitentiary with
This is-
70,000 people watching.
This is prison. You can have a stream. Oh my God.
We are getting ribbed. Hold on. Wait a second.
64,000.
Hold on. I'm dead serious. Look,
Oh.
it's just them in a cell.
Yeah, and they're wilding. There's like 9 guys in there, and they got a chat going. Is that their chat?
That's their
Their
chat. And
chat's-
it's moving fast
It's moving
and furious.
fast as furious.
Oh
Fast
my
and Furious.
God. 7 days in, drop the soap, no snitching. I don't know what is happening here, but these guys are they're in a cell.
You see, we're in a niche culture now, Matt. We're in a niche culture. And the niche of really clever, funny, interesting is not a niche anymore. You need a niche. Like if we got to be trans, we got to dress as clowns. There's got to be something here.
This is just so weird to me. I would have never imagined that you can do a live stream from jail.
It's obviously, is it probably the hottest thing going on Twitch right now?
It's up there.
64K.
All right, I'm clicking back to our channel. Oh my God! Wow.
See,
That
everybody-
that makes me feel bad.
everybody shouldn't have a format or a platform. That's what I'm a snob. I'm an entertainment snob.
No, you're right. I mean, they've evened the playing field, but sometimes the playing field doesn't necessarily need to be that even.
All right, I have to clarify this, Matt. That is not a prison. Well, this is coming from Kyrox 7 TV, so you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
He says it's Kai Cenat, which is some TikToker or Twitcher guy.
Okay.
And he rented out of jail. So he's just doing his stream that normally gets a gazillion views because he's Kai Cenat, and I don't know what he does. But he's a huge, I always see him, I don't know what he does. 'Cause
Okay.
I ain't got time to look at his dumbass stream, which is probably complete dog shit. I saw, like he was doing did you see the, No, I'm not bitter, man.
This guy rented out of prison?
You rented out of prison. It's out of prison. 70,000 people watching it.
You rented out the Ritz so you could put on an entertaining performance for 12 and this guy's like,
guy
going,
rents out of
how
prison."
much for that prison?
I can only imagine the dialogue now. I can only imagine. I see him all the time. I see him on social media. I have no idea who he is, and I don't know how he got to where he is.
God bless him.
I'm trying to think of he did something. Yeah.
Like, I mean that legit. Like, I'm not hating on him. 'Cause I don't know what he's doing. All I know is it just looks like some dudes from a jail cell hanging out, which is, I'm sure there's some good comedy there.
I bet not.
If you were, let me tell you something. You're a funny guy. If you were going to go to jail, you would make fast friends with everybody in there because
I'd be raped within 5 minutes.
You would be, but then
I'd be given material while I was getting raped, and they go, "Hey man, hey, when you raped that guy, he funny."
after the rape occurred, you would probably have really good friendships formed.
I would.
Or you'd be a comedy snob and be like,
Passed around. You passed around like a bitch.
you'd have to say yes. Yes. Tell me you want it. Yes.
Say, oh God, man,
Tell me it hurts. Don't say it like Mike.
it hurts.
Tell me it hurts
It
more.
hurts so bad.
Tell me it hurts
It
bad.
hurts. Oh God, you're so big.
Tell me how big I am.
Girthy. You're girthy. Oh.
Ned, if you just,
I would be popular.
you would be so popular just as if you could really just pull it off.
I could. I'm a character actor. I'm not a very good actor, but I can character act. I could do a scene and cry as Ned right now, but I couldn't do it as me.
You got to channel the character.
I don't. Yeah, I like it. Well, we had to put Buttercup down last week, which is sad.
It is sad.
30 years, but we did the right thing because she was going downhill, and we're notoriously up until the last 5 years, maybe 10. We let the animals hang around too long because you just don't want to let them go, and it's bad. When they're not they don't enjoy life, you got to do it.
But what do you mean hang around too long?
Is there an option? They suffer.
But I mean, is there an option?
You can put an animal down anytime you want. But no, you put them down when they start not enjoying life.
Okay.
And you don't when they're you just keep them around because you don't want Fluffy to die, but she's suffering. You have to put her down. So she was going downhill. I've been feeding her 6 times a day, the special feed, because she just lost all her back teeth. And she wouldn't eat, and the doctor said her liver levels were through the roof, so she's only gonna. So we had to put her down. I don't remember why I started this story, man. I started talking about my horse.
Well, one, I'm sorry to hear it.
It's sad, but
2, 30 years is a very long time.
God, and you don't understand the feed bill. The feed bill for it was like. Every 3 weeks, it was like $240, which that adds up. I've been feeding her like that for 3 years. She's breaking me.
Bro, I was going to give you my condolences, but I feel as though you would take it as me being a smartass, even though it's genuine, right? So I figured I'd just wait and tell you face to face. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear it.
Yeah, okay. I take that seriously. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'll cry over a Disney movie. I didn't cry when Buttercup, I'm just that way. I deal with death pretty well. I rationalize it when she had 30 years, and I've been taking care of her and making sure everything was great. Now it was her time. She was done. She gave up. She was 30 years old, and she was beat.
I place a 48-hour rule on death.
Pray tell.
You got 48 hours to grieve. Beyond that,
I like that.
Okay, give it a couple days, let it simmer, and then I'm sorry, when the 48 hours is up, we've got to move on. I don't.
Does that extend to close members, like your wife or your child? Is that
I hope not. I hope it would extend. I hope I'd grieve longer than that. But for most people, most things, most whatever, I give a 48-hour rule where I also don't take care of myself for the 48 hours because I feel like they're watching it over me, and it would be weird. So
it's bizarre rules. Very bizarre. I get it. I get it.
If they're hanging out and they're going, let me see what Matt's up to now, and I'm in there taking care of myself. I don't want that, so I impart a 48-hour rule, and then I move on.
I take care of myself in honor. I say, yeah, this is for, this is for you. This is for you.
Hold a picture up. My question about the Buttercup thing.
Yes.
And I don't want it to come across as callous.
No.
What do you do with that body? How does this work?
All right. Well, the vet comes out, and she got a syringe the size,
of a horse,
a foot-long sub, and it's an overdose of anesthesia or something like that, and when she gives it, the horse is gonna drop, and I've been feeding this horse 6 times a day, become a little bit close to her. I'm gonna go in the house while the horse drops. I don't want to see it.
So wait, so the horse is standing up.
Yeah.
They put this thing in, and literally the horse falls over?
She's like, sometimes a smaller horse, which Buttercup wasn't a big horse, you can kind of guide him down, but she's like, whatever happens, happens.
How long does that?
It didn't take long, and, I didn't go back out, but they got a guy, and you pay the guy, and he comes and he's got a flatbed trailer, and he winches the horse up onto the flatbed.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
A flatbed trailer, as in like a towing flatbed, or you mean like a haunted hayride sort of?
That's an
trailer?
excellent question, Matt. Just like all the excellent questions you asked last week that we didn't have on tape. Matt conducted the greatest rabies interview of all time, and I forgot to hit record.
Very curious. This is
no,
not something
see
that
the guy.
happens every
See
day
the
to
guy's
people.
guy's classy. He's tasteful. He's got a flatbed, but he's built up about 2 to 3 feet of siding on it, so you can't see. So because you don't want to be driving down the interstate to wherever the render factory or wherever they take them with just a dead horse on your flatbed. That's tasteless, especially when kids are looking at everything. So he's got a thing, you can't see it. And one of our horses died years ago before. And the guy came out, and I made the mistake of, winch her on up, and then it's just like, I don't want to see that.
So a winch, where do they put?
Like on a hoof.
Okay, so it's not around the neck.
No, but
Okay,
it's just, it's not that bad, but it's, dead weight, just, it's not pleasant.
How close do they get to the horse? Like, is there a lot of winching going on? I mean, are we talking like 100 yards of winch?
I think there was
or
too much winching. I
'Cause-
think there was too much winching.
Like, could you pull the truck back a little bit? Get it
I was like-
closer?
I was like, buddy, like 20 yards away.
You're down the
I don't
street,
know,
bro.
He's like some got a sicko.
I'm sorry.
I've got the 24-hour rule, not the 48. I deal with death well. It's almost as if sometimes I think there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
Because I love my kids.
There's definitely something wrong with you.
I love my kids. I love my wife. I love
Just not that much.
But I don't know. I have a hard time. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know. Nobody that close to me has died in a long time. Like if you're like, on the fringes, it's very difficult to get a reaction.
That's the same. And a lot of times I'm sure you've been in the same boat where we'll hear about a listener that's passed away or something like that. And we go, oh man, that guy was great. So
Yeah.
like, they know me better than I know them, which is weird, or they know you better than you know them.
I remember when Bronco Rick died.
Bronco Rick.
I did a song about it, and they played it at his funeral.
They did?
They did.
Oh my God. Do you have that
And
song?
I'm looking for it right now. I know I got it. I've played it not too long ago. But
Now, some of the listeners we've lost throughout the years have been great people. Like, it's very sad. But, there are the occasional dickhead listeners that pass. And I just kind of go.
You celebrate that.
I wouldn't say celebrate, but I'm okay with it. I deal with it better. Like, I mean, if there was a certain individual that was passed away, a couple of them, I would deal with it in my own way. Mostly drinks.
Yeah. I agree with that as well. I can't find Bronco.
Oh, man.
No, it's Ned. It's definitely a Ned deal. Bronco. I think it was Bronco. I mean, what else could the title be? Bronco fucking died was the title of it.
Jesus.
It was the Mambo number 5. Bronco fucking died. They loved it.
Death is a weird one.
Yeah,
And I can't wait. So you believe in ghosts or you don't believe in ghosts?
I don't believe in ghosts. Not at all. I mean, if you said there were ghosts, I wouldn't be like, oh, what? I'd be like, oh, okay, well, you proved me there are ghosts, but I don't believe there's ghosts.
I don't know, man. I've seen some weird stuff.
But if you've seen, actually seen.
Okay. Cuban Club in Ybor City. It is a notoriously haunted building in the Tampa Bay area. And there has been, verifiable, there actually has been death in the building. A girl hung herself, and they call her the girl with the red eyes.
I don't doubt that someone hung themselves in that building.
Yeah, so when you go in there, it is eerie. Like, if you're in that building alone, which I've been in the building alone, it is...
I want to know why you've been in that building alone.
Because we were doing events, and I just like to hang out in the
Like to
cubicle.
hang out.
Like, what's the big whoop?
Let yourself in the back door.
No big deal.
You know who I am? I'm Matt Long.
Let me in. It was pretty crazy. So one, your hair on your arms stuff like stands up. I know that's inconsequential,
Yeah.
right? But then we ended up taking a picture and we could see a ghost on the stairwell. Like it looked like a skeleton of a ghost on the stairwell. I'm not even kidding with you. I'll have to find the
You
picture.
got to find that
But
picture.
I'll
I mean, I
send it to
can't
you.
believe this picture hasn't been published, but it's such a realistic picture of a ghost skeleton.
It's pretty trippy. I'm serious. And then last year when we did an event there, we had our like these registers that were put up, these point of sale systems. So they're all on these counters, okay? Just lined up much like a counter like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody's around, nothing. This thing flies off the counter. I'm not kidding with you. Flew off the counter just out of nowhere and just drops on the floor. And a couple of us saw it and we were like, huh, that was weird. But it was weird to the point where I don't know what it could have caused it.
Some kind of shit happens.
Are you chalking it up to shit? Are you talking about
shit.
every paranormal so paranormal activity is
There's a
just shit
shit.
happens.
I mean, I've been in this house for over 20 years, and sometimes I'll hear something and go, "What the fuck was that?" I don't know. Then I just go about my day. I'm sure it was something.
Has anybody passed in this house?
Not that I know of.
See? And
that's why. Otherwise, we'd be getting some spooky shit going on over here.
dude, my a friend of mine owns the house that the Rock's dad lived in and
Yeah.
passed away in. He's got some spooky shit going on over there. Haunted by the Rock's dad, Rock Senior.
It's all horse hockey.
I don't know, man.
Complete and utter horse hockey.
But what if it's not? Have you ever seen the movie Ghost? Didn't you cry
I
during
didn't.
Ghost?
See, there's some movies that for some reason I've never seen. I never saw Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore in Ghost ever. I never saw one scene from that movie.
It's so good, except for the part where Whoopi Goldberg takes over the part of the that's sort of weird, but it is a great movie. I can't believe you've never seen that.
I know, maybe.
So
it's a real tearjerker, isn't it?
It is a real tearjerker. Like yeah.
Me and Donna can go make sweet love after we watch Ghost.
Unless you get freaked out over the whole ghost thing and that the ghost hopped into Whoopi Goldberg's body to become, her.
How did Whoopi Goldberg ever make it? I think
she was a comedian originally, right? She
She's
used to
not-
be funny.
not-
Is that?
Did she? Yeah, she's not funny at all.
Allegedly,
anymore.
she used to be funny.
I mean, the whole Whoopi Goldberg situation, and she was dating Ted Danson, and he's wearing blackface and talking to her on an awards show. It's like, I don't even...
The fact that she dated Ted Danson alone doesn't make any sense. That's got to be the oddest looking couple on the planet, not from a race perspective, just in general.
And an attractiveness perspective. Ted Danson, a notoriously attractive man.
Handsome gentleman.
Handsome man with perfect hair. Whoopi Goldberg, a notoriously unattractive woman. No matter what her race is, she just don't got the looks, right? He never looked at Whoopi Goldberg and went, yeah, get in on that action.
I mean, look, everybody's got their type. I would say that 99.9% of gentlemen out there, Whoopi's not their type.
Yeah. How many percent of gentlemen do you think Ted Danson could woo?
99% of gentlemen. Meanwhile, he is apparently the 0.01% who finds Whoopi
irresistible.
So
Yeah, I mean, it
weird.
wasn't a fling. They were together for a while. Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg.
It's very
I
strange.
had so many things that I was trying to get to, but they've fallen by the wayside. It's something like the whole Buttercup was a lead into something, but I have no idea what it was. But I got plenty of other stuff.
I'm sure we'll come back to it at
We
some
never
point.
do. This like the weird. The short-term memory loss of marijuana is so weird that because it vacates it from your memory forever. And every couple of years, you might think, "Oh, I remember that high thought I had." No, you won't remember it at all. That's why I got like a paper and a flashlight by my bed instead of my phone because I can't remember to bring my phone in my bedroom. And I'll get it in the middle light and flashlight and write it, or else
it's gone.
I could have a whole, I could be thinking for something for half an hour. I'm doing this whole, it's the rock opera. I got song, and then I wake up. What was that thing I was thinking about?
Yeah,
It's gone. Forever.
Isn't that weird how that works?
I'd like to quit smoking. Not really. Well, I want to quit smoking so I can have good dreams. That's the only reason. I'd like to quit for a month so I can have my dreams back because they say it takes away your dreams and you don't have vivid dreams anymore. And that's true. I can't remember. I don't have dreams that I remember anymore because I smoked too much weed.
So just nothing lucid.
No, not like nothing. I don't. No dreams at all. I may have them. I remember nothing. And
But you want to remember your dreams?
oh, I love dreams. I love dreams.
I love dreams too.
Just don't.
So-
Just don't tell me.
I like dreams too.
Don't tell me your dumb dreams. Don't tell me your dumb dreams. Don't tell me I don't wanna know.
There's very rare circumstances where you can remember a dream longer than 8 hours.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
so
Like,
weird.
You can
It's
wake
so
up,
weird.
Yeah, you can wake up and have the coolest dream and have somebody listen to your dumb dream, okay? But if you still don't write it down, 8 hours later, it's gone.
You won't remember. I think it's the brain and whatever Mother Nature, whatever we are. It's your brain only holds so much knowledge, and they know that the dream is not worth remembering, and they kick that crap out of there immediately.
It's very
Because your brain's full.
Sorry, I thought I moved something. No, your brain's full, and then it's got to dump
full.
some stuff.
It's got to dump some stuff.
But some of those dreams, you're right. When you had dreams, I bet you some of them were pretty sweet. Because
Yeah.
I've had some pretty sweet dreams.
Some awesome dreams.
Now, nightmares suck. Not a fan. Don't like night terrors. Wish I could go without those. But a good, just happy dream, that's so
Oh,
relaxing.
it's when you wake up and you had a really cool dream and you try to remember it and think about it for a few minutes because you know it's going to go away. And you're like, it felt so real. It was so awesome. It was so awesome.
It's the point now where, like tonight, for instance, when I get home, I told my family early, I'm going to bed early tonight. I said, get home.
Because you're like a real patriarch, cocky cocksucker mother. You're like, hey, when I get home, I'm going to bed early.
Nobody bother me. I don't want any noise. I want everything off.
I knew that's how you
And
were.
fuck off. That does sound terrible. It sounds awful. You make me sound like a nightmare. I mean it in the best sense. But the reason I do that is because, okay, one, what am I going to do? I'm going to stay up until 2 a.m. trying to go to sleep before I eat my Ambien, or I'm going to go home and eat my Ambien immediately, right?
Yeah.
The result is going to be the same. But sometimes the sweet escape of sleep and hope for a dream is way better than me just hanging out watching the news or whatever else I'm going to do when the family goes to bed. Right?
I'm a big fan of sleep. I mean,
It's pretty
I mean,
kick-ass.
it's all. To me, it's like the scales are live life, sleep permanently. Sleep permanently is pretty good.
I believe that's death.
I just want to be dead and wake up like every 6 hours.
Yo.
Back to sleep.
Your body will be held to sleep permanently, home.
Not good.
What are you doing for the casket when you do go?
Oh.
You thought about that?
No, I'll get cremated. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in open caskets. Donna doesn't either. It's like, I don't want to remember you like this, dead, all made up dead. I just remember you the way you were.
Bro, the stuff they do to those bodies, it's insanity. Especially if you're an organ donor. I mean, if you're an organ donor, you basically let crows pick at your body. Right?
I mean, they'll take all your skin off and stuff. That the skin is an organ. Did you know that? It is. Skin,
just a bunch of crows
peeling your skin off,
coming around, and then they take your, like they replace your like shins. Like if they want to take your shins,
shin transplant.
Oh, I don't know what they're doing with the shins. Maybe I'm making
shin collector.
Maybe I'm making it up. I don't know. Maybe somebody in chat knows. Do they take your shins? Do they not take
Well,
your
maybe
shins?
they do because have you heard of the new surgery where they're like they
make you taller?
They make you taller. Like about 4 or 5 inches taller. They put something in. Maybe they're doing the shin transplants now. It's terrible.
I don't know what they're doing.
Oh my god! Do you have really long shins if you do that? I think they stretch your bones. Or
stretch your
some
bones
bizarre
so you can
stuff.
be taller.
I'm not a big plastic surgery, but you know what? One of the most discriminated things in society is short people, especially short men. If you're like under like 5'5",
You're discriminated
I mean,
against.
you're big time discriminated against.
Yeah, you don't have any short privilege at all.
No, they're just like little guy. You know, I mean,
Oh, look at you! Look at you, little fella.
And you got to get up on your, on your booster box to talk at the meeting. You know, you're not going to garner the respect, and it's wrong.
Meanwhile,
true.
Danny DeVito is one of the ugliest human beings on the planet. Let's be honest. Okay?
He is.
He is a troll. I love It's Always Sunny. It's my favorite show on television. I love it. And in any ordinary circumstance, Danny DeVito would, if he was just walking down the street, he'd be like, ugh.
Exactly.
What's up with that?
Exactly.
My wife goes, he's so cute. I love this show. He's so cute. That's a terrible impression of her, but she really enjoys Danny DeVito. But it's like, you don't though. You can't enjoy, he's not cute.
She does.
He's not cute.
No, to her, she's used to you. She wants some of that Danny DeVito action.
His character on television might be cute, right? But I don't know. It's weird. He gets a short pass or something like that.
Just because he's famous. But he's talented. I mean, think of how talented you have to be to look like that. And he was in Taxi, which was a hugely successful TV show. Then he did movies. It was a movie like Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was a freaking A-lister looking like that. He's the best actor of all time.
Yeah, the best part is that when he was in Penguin and Batman, it was like, well, who else could you cast for that role, right? Like if he lost out to somebody, he'd be like, but I'm pretty much the Penguin. Like, all you did was strap a little longer nose on me. Maybe go, wah, wah, wah. He's the Penguin. Like, there was no other option, was there?
He's been a supervillain in a Batman movie. The guy he's a god. He's an acting god. I'm a big fan. Now he's making big bucks with Jersey Mike's.
I don't like those commercials at all.
I'm not too big of a fan.
I get the whole celebrity sellout thing because they're paying you.
I'd sell out.
I totally.
I mean, it would have to be, you'd have to be something good. I'm not going to sell out for something shitty, because I'm not a good enough actor to sell something shitty. Like if there was ever something I endorsed or something, it'd be something I'd say, yeah, it's really good. Because if it was fake, I'd be going, and it's really good. Oh shit, it's not good in my head.
I was thinking about it earlier, before I came over. I was literally thinking to myself, I'm going, I wish Ned had an endorsement. Like, to this day, currently on local airwaves, I wish somebody just, like an advertiser, just had the balls to go,
oh my God.
Yeah, I'll use that guy. And just out of nowhere,
oh my God,
there's a Ned endorsement of whatever product it is, okay? But it would be such a current yet nostalgic thing that it would cause such a stir amongst the local market that I would venture to say that probably some of the radio stations wouldn't allow it to air.
Probably. And how sad is that?
Wouldn't that be weird though? If you're Stingray Chevy, as an example, right? Who we love those guys. Like, they're awesome. I get it. But how cool would it be if just out of nowhere he's like, Steve goes, hey, you know what, Ned? What are you doing now? Can I grab you for an endorsement? How hilarious would that be? It'd be amazing.
Because, like you said, because so many people would be going, is that Ned? Was that Ned?
What's happening?
When normally people aren't even listening to your ad.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
But yeah, I always thought Ned would be a fantastic voice guy. It was really blew my mind that he would get more. I guess.
You were stifled a little bit.
I was
there.
Stifled, yeah.
Yeah.
See, when you're making good money and you're getting stifled, you just keep getting stifled.
And you have no idea what the flip side of the coin is. It's just one of those things. But yeah, Ned endorsement would be hilarious on local radio. Oh my God, I would love it.
Somebody should just do it for a rib. I'd do it for free. I'm gonna call Steve from Stingray Chevrolet tomorrow.
Steve,
let me do it. I do it for free. I won't even say any dirty word.
You could do one off the cuff. That's the best part. Is you could do one off the cuff, just no problem, and it would be the best thing ever. I'm not asking you to do it right now. But,
Nah.
but if you chose to do so,
Too
you
much pressure,
could.
yeah.
Yeah.
F Coots, subscribe for. I don't know if I got that already. Am I got it? I'm drunk. I'm drunk and high.
Coots?
F Coots. They're not booing. They're saying Coots.
Coots.
Jamie the plumber. Another 1,000 bits.
Let me see here. Oh yes, somebody said 102.5 The Bone commercial. Oh my God!
Oh, that was
That's the best rib ever.
See, like, I emailed 102.5 The Bone.
You did.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, how much to advertise on your station? I want to advertise my podcast. And all they ever sent me back was a bunch of like robo, and I'm like, kind of, I would reply like a real. It's like, this is what's wrong with salespeople in America. Somebody wants to advertise on your fucking station, and you won't even give them the common courtesy of a personalized email back. Fuck you. So that's maybe why they wouldn't let me advertise.
Wow.
But it's like, if you want to advertise, aren't stations like somebody wants to advertise, aren't they going to give a personal call back? That's not even how it works anymore.
I mean, I think that's the way it works. I mean, it should be. That's.
I still get robo emails from whoever's the head of sales at Cox.
Oh. Well, I don't know.
So they don't even check when I tell them to fuck off.
This fake guy is telling us to F off.
But I was just curious to see whether they would just say no or not. We don't even take your money.
I would just do
because we don't want
do advertisements for Tiger Lily. Just do a small schedule.
How much is that, Matt?
It would be hilarious.
It would.
I mean,
I'm gonna get a GoFundMe for it,
dude. You could own overnights. Think about that. If you just ran just tonnage of overnights on the Bone,
Tiger Lily floors,
just nonstop.
Yeah, go see Donna. Oh God! People would be going, was that Ned? Was that Ned? Was that?
Yeah, it would trip people out to the point where people would stay up and actually listen to the overnights just to see what was happening.
I've said it before, Matt. It's I have a great life. My wife has a small business that's successful. I've had a lot of good fortune, but how do these two guys not number one in Tampa Bay radio for the last 5 fucking years?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Some of our drafts. Where's the fantasy draft? Come on.
What's going on? I mean, it's a different time, and you don't think about it. Like, certain businesses change and stuff. And you don't really understand when you've been in a business your whole life and it completely changes, and you went from being some of the top talent in your industry to something they don't want because we don't like opinions anymore. We don't like anything but schmarmy pap. It's like, it kind of blows your fucking mind. It blows your mind.
It is interesting. I mean, if you were to sit back and think about it, it's interesting, but it's also kind of funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Like
my TikTok is hilarious.
Yeah, like it's all more of like a rib at this point.
It's a rib.
Because if you take it too serious, you're going to work yourself up, right? But we just kind of have to look at it. It's kind of hilarious.
It's hilarious. And, I'm not a negative guy. I think, look at I got some loyal people listening, and we've got some people who really enjoy the hang. Mm-hmm. And it's like, hey, motherfuckers, you guys are lucky, and I'm glad you're hanging with us, and everybody else is listening to crap that's not nearly this good. So congratulations and welcome to the hang.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a shot to that.
Oh, holy shit.
Look at this. Okay.
What do we got here?
All right.
What do we got here?
We're doing it says at the top, you'll crave every sip. That's pretty. All right. It's a Select Club. It's pecan praline.
Smells good.
Whiskey.
Smells good.
It's pretty good, yeah. I bought it last night for Halloween.
Pecan praline.
Clearly, we didn't make much of a dent.
Cheers.
Cheers to the hang.
To the hang.
What is this episode?
For the hang, it's the third.
Yeah, but we've been hanging for what?
It's got to be
10 weeks.
I think 10.
Cheers on number 10.
I've had a great time, and thanks to everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, cheers to the chat. Thank you.
Cheers.
And YouTube and wait, you gotta like and subscribe.
Oh wait, tell about the Spotify, right?
No.
No, is that a rib?
It's not. Okay, shots first.
Shots
Okay,
first.
Then I'll tell you
Cheers.
Here we go. All right.
That's tasty.
It's a little.
It's up in my nose. It is up in my nose, though.
It's a little there, but it does taste like pecan pralines. Oh,
it is pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Like $20. Not bad. Anyways,
were we gonna say something?
Oh yeah. So the Spotify thing. All right. So here's what I do. Now we're trying to we're doing the hang. All right, we're trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah, we're hanging. We're hanging.
We're having a good
We're having a
time.
great time and hanging with you guys too.
And the best part is we're not taking anything too serious. Like it's just fun. So I'm like, all right, well, if we're gonna get it, like we post them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a pretty good response
Under Cluster F Show.
Yes.
And which is why I was gonna say like and subscribe, because every YouTube video I ever watch at the beginning, they always say, if you like this, go ahead and like and subscribe so it helps us with the YouTube algorithm. They always do that thing.
And you know what? I don't do that because I'm a bad businessman.
Yeah. I know. Never once have we been like, hey, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe.
We should be pimping this stuff the whole.
We're
just hanging. We're hanging.
Yeah, we're
That's
hanging.
the hang.
We've not pimped one time anything. So, but then I go, all right, well, let me get you send me the audio. So I go, all right, let me list it on a podcast. Let's see what happens. So I sign up for this podcast service and I get our podcast listed. Pecan praline.
I get you, man.
So it's listed on every major sort of podcast forum at the moment. There's a couple that are left off because it takes time to go through the approval process.
Is it on Stitcher?
I don't know.
Is it on G-Wank?
I don't know.
I just made that up.
G-Wank! Where did G-Wank come from? It's good.
See?
So
the hang on G-Wank.
The hang on G-Wank. Anyway, so we're up there, but I'm on just like a free account now until I actually pay for one. So they only let you upload like a couple hours of audio, but I was just like testing it. I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on here. So it's been up on Spotify for like a week, right? I think nobody knows it's there. We haven't mentioned it.
No, at all.
Nothing like that. But I get the stats, the download stats.
Oh boy.
And I was like, yo, bro. As of yesterday afternoon, 4 downloads, baby.
See?
4.
Here it comes, the wave. Everything starts small.
Just
start small.
Just gotta build it, baby. Just gotta build it.
No, I mean, you're not going to get anything because people aren't searching the hang.
Well, they will. They will in a couple weeks.
No, but like I'm sure there's a lot of people that would, if I put it on my limited social media that were on Spotify, a lot of people go, oh, great. Because that's what people, like on my TikTok, they're like, when's it going to be on Spotify? And it's like, I ain't got time to put it on Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm doing this just for the fuck of it.
So I'm going to work on that end of things.
Okay.
You're working on the Twitch end of things and the YouTube thing, and then I'll work on sort of the podcast feed stuff.
Well, and things have been pretty crazy around here. I can't remember. I can't remember. I think I talked to Donna and Trace about this, but like we can multi-stream, and we can start streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Once I figure it out, and that'll be it doesn't matter whether it's 20 or 100 people. That's more people listening because some people are like, I ain't watching on Twitch. I know a lot of people are just like, I ain't gonna watch on Twitch. And YouTube, they're like, YouTube, they're like, sure. Spotify, they're like, yeah, Spotify, YouTube. But Twitch is a lot of people are like, gaming platform, don't want to, they don't want to deal with it.
We will be global soon, my friend. We will be syndicated, as they say. In every market, every home around the world, we will be syndicated. The hang.
The hang.
The hang.
The hang.
Everywhere.
As soon as we tone it down 7,000%.
Somebody said we should start a hang OnlyFans. Oh my
God. It always comes back to OnlyFans.
Just there we are piping each other. It's so weird.
I mean,
maybe
I've still got a lot of pride. So but in the back of my mind, I'm like, ass shots. That's a little sexy dance. Sexy grandpa. you know, what if I did it and I'm making bank?
But what if you did it and it doesn't make bank? Then your pride.
And humiliated. And those videos are circulated everywhere.
Oh,
sexy grandpa.
You know, it's funny. I don't really see now. I don't go on the dark web and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like the OnlyFans protects its content pretty well.
You never see, because if it gets out, why are you paying for it?
Yeah, so their return they do a pretty good job. At least
I'm trying to remember any. I don't think I've seen any OnlyFans, because a lot of celebrities.
And trust me, if there was a video that I could have gotten,
brother. I mean, like Iggy Azalea. Just because that's the only name I can think of. She was pretty big in the rap deal for a while, and she's got an OnlyFans because she can make a shit ton of money, in a thong.
But the second it gets one of those images gets out there,
then it loses value. Loses a lot of value.
But I think all these press outlets know that you can't don't mess with their content. Like OnlyFans has kind of put everybody on notice, like the TMZs of the world, of going, we'll litigate it. Like we will protect, which is awesome. Right? Because if you do want to do that sort of thing and you don't have an issue showing your ass or whatever it is, there should be a safe space to be able to do it in, and there a nice agreement amongst parties of going, okay, it's exclusive to content.
Yeah, because you're putting a watermelon in your vagina. I mean, you want to get paid for that, right? Right?
I would hope so.
I had so much fun. I don't want to ever impose on you, Matt, because it's just the hang. We're just hanging. Would you like to do a little more? We'll take a little break and do a little more for the VIP to satiate the hungry members of the Cluster F VIP.
Continue the hang.
Like another 30 minutes, 30 minutes.
Man.
Are you sure you down with that,
dude? Yeah, like it's here or home.
But wait, I've gone.
And I mean that in a good way.
I've gone through my whole list.
I like here and I like home. So
I do too. I like the 2 hours a week makes it just like it's not work at all. It's just a hang. 2 hours, 3. I mean, I think we did 3 hours last week. Yeah. 3 hours. You take away the microphones, we're doing the exact same thing.
It's just child's play.
I'm a dick that way. I'm a nice, humble guy, but man, this is better than fucking 90% of the shit out there. And fuck you if you don't agree with that. I don't know. Is that just what is that? The dick in me? I'm fucking
confidence.
You don't think of me probably because I'm not tall. As a confident guy, I'm a confident motherfucker.
If only you were taller.
If only I was taller.
You would rule the world.
Fucking rule the world. God damn it.
With you and your power moves.
Oh, I wish I could play some Tizo Touchdown, but I can't because it's been banned due to copyright deals. So we'll be right back. No, we won't.
No.
We're done. We're signing off.
So we're going to.
This is exclusive. Coming up, exclusive VIP content that you can only get at clusterfshow.com.
It's going to get crazy.
It's going to get crazy. Donna's going to come in here. She's going to demonstrate some of her OnlyFans moves. And sorry you can't see them. Thanks.